Imagine this. Your sales team drops an Excel file into a Google Drive folder at night, and your client wakes up to a perfect PDF report in their inbox without you doing a thing. Tired of chasing down reports every morning? What if I told you a single script could turn every day's Excel file into a polished PDF and have it emailed by 8 a.m. automatically? That's right, zero manual work. Today I'll show you how to build a fully automated workflow using Python, a shared folder, and a Zapier. Let's dive in. So first up, we'll see what we are going to do. First, we are going to convert Excel to PDF using Python. Then detect when new reports are dropped into a folder. After that, automatically send the PDF via Zapier and scheduling those emails to go out at exactly 8 a.m. every day. So first up, let's see what we are going to need for this particular project. So we're going to need Python installed in any form, optional for hosting Python script, because we do need a compiler of Python. Then the second is a sample Excel file, maybe a sales data Excel file or any Excel file, a shared folder or maybe in local or in Dropbox or in Google Drive, then a Zapier account. So let's see if we have all of these. So I'm going to use VS Code for this particular code. But before that, let me show you what are the modules we are going to use, and if any module is not in your system, how you are going to get it. So if I have loaded this program, so now if I just run it, we'll get to know if any module is not there in my system. So see, I do not have this module PDFKit. So if you do not have any module, you just can install. Since I'm using a Mac system, install PDFKit. And there you go. It will be installed in your system instantly, and it has been installed. Now let's run it and see if any other module is also not there. We can install that as well. So again, we do not have Watchdog. So let's install that now. pip3 install Watchdog. So if you're using a Windows system, so you do not need to take stress. You just need to use the same syntax. Just use pip instead of pip3. But if you're using a Mac system, pip3 install and the module name. I will be done. So this is done. Now if I run the program, let's see if everything is working fine, since I have installed both of it. So that is how we are working. Now, there is an error regarding the directive, but we do need to change according to where we are keeping this folder. So I'll show you while we are going to work with the code. So let's get started. So let's dive into the code. And one more thing, before you start off, you need to open a folder in your VS Code where you have kept this Python script. So I'm going to do that now. All you need to do is open your folder, and wherever you have saved this code, just open it. So my code is under this folder Python code. I'm going to open this and done. So I have a folder in local which is watched. And that is what we are going to monitor, where we are going to drop our files. And it is what we are going to convert in PDF and send to other people. So you need to track down that where you are keeping this folder, whether in your Dropbox, whether in your local, or whether in your Google Drive or any other place. So because that is the same link or same URL, you need to provide inside your code so that the code works fine. If I just open the code now, so you can see my step 1 is importing certain libraries. So my first step is importing libraries, and I'm going to add a comment. So I'm going to import certain libraries, which is OS for system, then time to track the time, and after that, pandas to read our files, PDFKit to convert the file, then request to check if any request is given or taken, which we are going to see when we are going to create zaps inside our Zapier. Then Watchdog to monitor our folder. Why do we need to monitor our folder? Because this program will be running, and while the program is running, whether any file is dropped in the folder or not, we need to track that, then only that could be converted and that could be sent. After that, we have events where we are checking the file. So let's configure it. So first is giving the URL of your folder. So here, there it is under a variable named watch folder, and my particular folder is this. So I'm going to change the URL now, if I just click on it and copy path. So once I do that, I can just change the path, and I've changed the path now. So now this is detected in my system where I'm keeping this file. Next is, I have added the comment for this particular watch folder that replaces with your own folder. So whether you are keeping it to your particular local files or local folder or anywhere, you need to change this according to that. After that, we need to provide a webhook URL. Now how you can provide for this, you need to have your Zapier account. In this section, Let's open our Zapier and see from where we can have this. So let me move back, and I have already logged in. You have to log into your own Zapier account, and here I have created 3 of these apps. Now, how you can create these, if I click on it, what do you need to do? You need to create a Webhooks by Zapier and create a catch hook from where you can get your particular this. If I just edit it, when you open this, when you set up this, when you configure this and the testing, you get this URL. So from here, you need to copy this URL to paste it in your Python code. So there are 2 steps. First is a Webhooks by Zapier, which you need if I just add a step over here. So from here, you can just search for it. And there you go. Once you click on it, you will get it in your system. And after that, you can just configure it, set it up, test it out, and get your link. So this is basically to get the request. And after that, the next step is sending outbound emails. So what we are doing here, we are creating a catch hook. We are creating a system from where the request will be taken. And once the request is taken, we are going to send the emails. Now, I'll explain the setup a little later. For now, let's move back to our code. So here, the same particular Zap URL is given over here. And now we are moving forward and creating a class. So our class name is Excel to PDF Handler. So first up, we are going to convert our Excel files to PDF. For that, we are using 2 libraries, particularly Pandas and PDFKit. Because we are going to read the file, and second up, we are converting it. So step 1 is that. And here we are detecting the ls file. If it is detected, we are going to print the info that new file has been detected. After that, we are taking the file name. We are converting it to HTML file or a PDF file under the time of 2 seconds. And after once done, it will be added over here. So this is the whole code where you're converting your Excel file to either HTML or to PDF. So step 1 is converting the Excel file, where we are reading the file, then we are converting it, and then we are keeping it in our folder. The second step is if the file is detected in any other form. So if this is generated, we are getting the PDF file out as it. Like we can even have an Excel file or HTML file, whatever we have for both. We have written the code and we are keeping it over here. So I have kept 2 files over here. One is sales data and contacts. Once I run the program, I'll show you how these files are working and getting converted. Next is send PDF to Zapier. Now, how you will do this. Here we are taking up the files which we have converted, adding a message that here's your daily report. And after that, our response will be what we are posting, which is webhook URL, which I have shown the data and the files. So under data, we are adding on the message and the files. So if the response is given, the success report has been sent. If not, then we are getting an error. So from the code only, we can detect if the email has been sent or not, or if there is any error. Now, after that, once we are converted this file, we can also remove the file to maintain the space. Now, here we are clearing up all the temporary files. Now, as the above steps are done, which is converting our Excel to PDF or our HTML file to PDF, or sending it via Zapier. After that, we are cleaning those HTML file and PDF file because that are of no use now. Then we are creating our exception where if this process fails, then we get this on our compiler that debug on created trigger, that if the gigard has worked or not, if the error has been there. So if the error is there, fail to process the file, but if the whole thing is worked fine. So we get a printout as on created trigger, which is our function name and what has been actually done. That we are going to get in our compiler. After that, we are defining a main thing, which is info watching folder. So if the folder has been watched, which monitoring the folder so that we can detect if any file has been dropped in the folder or not. And if dropped, how the other functionality has been doing. If not, directory not found as we were getting earlier because I have not given the correct path. So here we get it as well. So if the folder watching is done properly, ultimately, we are going to get this whether anything has been done or not. So now once the file is dropped, we get that that trigger has been done. But if we do not get it, but our function is fine, then we are going to get this output of watching folder. As I scroll back, so you can see print watching folder. Then if the folder or the directory has not been found, we'll get this error as well. After that, we are just keeping these functions under the variables, which is event handler, Excel to PDF handler, which we have created as a function observer, schedule, and observer start. Now, what is the time limit? So we are creating a try and except to keep the watch once a compiler has been run, that for how much amount of time the code keeps running, the code keeps checking. So it will be of 10 minutes. And if there is any interrupt, we're going to exit from the program and stop monitoring. So this is the whole code which we're going to work on. Now, apart from this, we're going to check our zaps now. So we're going to create 2 of the zaps for this. So let's move back. Under Zapier, if I show you, there are 2 things. First is email notification on Webhook trigger. This is the one zap we are creating, zap number 1. The other one is daily report automation with file check and Webhook fallback. So these are the 2 zaps that we are going to create for this. Step 1, email notification. So for this, there are simple 2 steps. Step number 1, Webhook by Zapier, and step number 2, email by Zapier. So if I click on it, first up is setup. So the app is this, the event is catchhook. Then to configure it, we are going to take it, pick off a child key, which will be a message. And once we test it out, this will work. Now in the test, we need to get a request to test this out. After that, our step number 2 for this particular zap is creating our email, which is by Zapier. So here what we are doing, we are giving a to account. For now, I'm giving my own email, then the subject of it. So here the file name, then body we are providing, and an attachment which we need to it. And now from who you're sending, you can add or not, that is optional for you. These are the 2 steps we are creating. Now how we are going to create the second zap and how we are going to connect these 2 zaps. Let's see that. So if I move back, so once the process is done, you need to publish it as well. And from here, you need to zap. Turn on your zap. If I just close it, you can see I'm showing it on the other zap, which is not related to this. So this status is off. So if you want to get your emails sent automatically, you need to turn on your zap as well. How you can create a new zap from here, you can create. If you want, you can take help from the AI as well. There's no issue with that. Other than that, here, our step number 2 is daily report automation, where we are checking the file and we are connecting our first zap to second zap. So that in first zap, the request which we are getting, we can track it down and accordingly, we can send mails. If I just click on it, you can see the steps are longer over here. Here we are integrating like 3 to 4 things. So first is scheduled by Zapier. Now we are scheduling these emails for 8 a.m. So if I click on it, you can see time of the day, trigger on weekends. You can click on yes or no, depends on you. If I just show you the setup, so here as I've selected the event for every day, so it will go on weekends as well. You can turn it off. It is totally optional. Once you have one, if I just edit this out, you can see. So time of the day, this, trigger on weekends, no. Now if I just click on configure, so you can see here if I continue. So here you're going to test. So this is the request which I have got. And after that, continue with selected request. Next is connecting your Google Drive, which is your second thing. So what is the app you want to connect? Google Drive, the action on event. Find a file which could be there in your Google Drive. Lastly, you have your account. So what account Google Drive you want? I've added mine. After that, continue, and you can test it out again. So filing, daily report, search type, exact match. Now here you can select for filing contains this or that. That totally depends on you. After that, folder, which folder you want to check it. And if no search results are found, mark successful, run the search. Then continue, test it out. And the last has been sent 5 hours ago, so you can see how this can work. Next, continue. Next, you're connecting your email. So here, what is the app? Gmail, action on event, send your email account. Now configure it. How do you configure? You can just select all these things, which we have already created for us in the first case. Here you see if you want to test it. I have already tested mine. After that, if you want to create any filter, this is basically to filter out the conditions. As you can see that you need to check if the file is there or not, or whatsoever. So you need to add a rule over here and then continue. And lastly, this is the main step where you are connecting your first Zap to this account. How you're doing. Your app is webhooks via Zapier, action on event, custom request, so you are tracking down the request. and only this schedule is going to run. Continue. And here the method is post. And here you're giving the URL of a previous Zapier webhook. And again, everything you need and then done. And after you publish it, this Zap will work. So now, since I have done already, so I'm changing the version and it has been done. So that is how you create your particular Zaps and how you connect to your code. Now let's move back and let's run the code and see if that is working fine. Before running the code, let me tell you that washed folder is empty as of now. So because we are going to monitor and detect the folder, so once I run the program after that, I'll move the Excel file to this folder so that we can check out if this is working fine or not. So let's do it. So now if I just compile this program, so you can see the basic functions are running fine. Now let's move this data as I already have one over here. Let's move it to the contacts one as well. And new file has been detected. And after that, your trigger has done, which means the HTML form has been made. See the HTML form of data and the contacts. So this is how the code is working fine. Now, if I check over here, so our daily report has been sent. Since I have connected to this particular detail only, I have added that much only. So you can see in my inbox, this has came. So you can see that your Zaps are working fine. Your particular requests are going well, and that is how simply you can automate everything and send your PDF files and convert your Excel files to PDF files and send it to your clients easily. So this is how Zapier integrated with your Python helps you complete your task more easily without any manual effort. That is how Zapier helps you do these tasks without any manual effort. So in this video, we have covered how to convert Excel to PDF using Python, detect when new reports are dropped into a folder, then automatically send a PDF via Zapier, and scheduling the email to go out at exactly 8 a.m. every day. So here, since we have scheduled for 8 a.m., so we have seen the previous ones which have been sent, but not the exact one right now. We can check it out later once the time has been achieved. Now that's it. You have just automated an entire reporting pipeline from Excel to PDF to inbox delivered at 8 a.m. without touching a thing. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, share it with a friend. And if you have any more ideas, share it with us in our comment section. Or if you have any questions, drop them down in the comment section. We'll be happy to answer. Till then, keep coding and happy learning.